brake pedal or squishy brake pedal and you don't know how to go about diagnosing it, I'm going to go over that with you today on things to check. Vehicle day, 2002 Chevy Tahoe, but this should apply to just about any vehicle that you work on. Now the first thing that you typically do is go around, look for any leaks anywhere on the vehicle. This particular vehicle has brand new brake lines from the master cylinder to the ABS control module all the way to all four wheels. So we know there's no leaks on this one. The next thing you would do is check your master cylinder. Make sure that you don't have any air pockets in there. You do so by disconnecting your lines here. You can pick up a bleed kit that would allow you to put a clear hose on here, run it back into the reservoir, and then you would slowly pump the pedal until all the air bubbles are gone. This one has a brand new master cylinder. It's already been bench bled, vacuum bled, and pressure bled, yet we still have a problem with the low brake pedal. So then you could, from here, test to see if it's the master cylinder by disconnecting these lines and then putting plugs in there so that it doesn't leak, and then see if your pedal is hard from there or if it's still soft. That's already been done. As soon as you plug the ports, rock solid pedal, not a problem. So then you'd go to the next place in line, do the same thing. Today I'm going to lift up the vehicle, and we're going to check each individual wheel to see if it's pertaining to a caliper or if it's a line. So we'll find out. Alright, so now that you're jacked up on all four corners, you got your wheels off. Make sure you fully support it with jack stands properly. You're going to sit here and look for your flexible hose. It goes from your caliper to your hard line. Let me see if I can get in here. Right back there. This is where you normally would want to take either a cap or a plug, depending on your style of line, and cap it off and then test it from there. I'm just going to be pinching off the hoses because they're going to be getting replaced and upgraded when I upgrade the brakes anyways. Normally you don't want to do that for the fact that you could damage the internal lining on the hose, but this is my vehicle and I don't care at the moment. So let me get that pinched off for you and I'll be right back. Alright, it is pinched off. Just one thing to note, if you are going to pinch the line off to help reduce the possibility of damage, wrap a rag around it, or you can get tools specifically for pinching off hoses. Mine were cheap and weren't strong enough for brake lines, so now I'm going to start it up, hit the brake pedal, and see if it makes a difference. No difference on the right rear, so now we'll move to the left rear. Alright, now we are pinched off on the left rear. Just start it and check again. No change, now to the right front. Now your fronts are going to be different than your rears. Your hoses are typically longer to allow for the wheels turning and more suspension travel. So this is where you would put your cap or your plug. When you're pinching off the line, you typically want to go as close as you can get to the hard line, so that way you can eliminate a lot of this in case your hose is bulging. Don't mind the rust and nastiness. It's winter and it sucks up here in the frigid north. So let's start it and check. change with this one either, so let's go to the last one, which is the left front. Alright, pinched off and ready to test. No change on that one. So that means calipers and most likely the rubber lines are good. They could still be bulging ahead of where I'm pinching them off. So today we didn't get any definitive answers on what's causing my soft pedal, but at least now you know the steps to go through to check for yours. These GMT 800s are notorious for a crappy pedal. If you switch to a Hydro Boost booster and the accompanying master cylinder, that helps a lot. And then you can upgrade to the GMT 900 brakes, or what I plan on doing is I'm going to be going to the PPV brakes from like a 2021 Tahoe. It's a 16-inch rotor, 6-piston calipers for the front, and then the rears I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with those. So hopefully I'll be able to get you some videos on that sometime within the next millennia, because that's not a very cheap upgrade. So yeah, hope you learned something today.